how you get more drivers for your laundry pickup business. Okay, so you can't have laundry pickup and delivery if you don't have someone picking up and delivering the clothes. Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about how you can get more drivers without having to spend that much money. Yes, you can spend a little bit of money if you really need to, but I'm going to give you a couple ways that you can actually get drivers that want to stay, drivers that actually love to work for you, drivers that are actually going to go and actually do the pickup and deliveries, drivers that are going to be on time. I'm going to break it all down. Okay, so if you want to get more laundry drivers, right, without, big budget or gig app pay, the short answer is you don't find drivers, you design a driver offer that makes sense. One more time, you don't find drivers, you design a driver offer that makes sense. Most laundry businesses struggle because the pay structure is unclear and unrealistic, okay? So what this means is when you go and actually talk to drivers, they actually will tell you what they want from a company. Okay, and so what some of the things that the drivers actually care about, right, are guaranteed pay, predictable routes, low mileage, simple schedules, fast payouts, right? So at the end of the day, they're not most people kind of, like I said, have pay structures that are unclear, and most of the drivers just care about getting paid guaranteed and getting paid fast. And at the end of the day, when it comes to the routes, not only do they want to know where they're going to go and what they're going to be able to do so they can plan ahead, but at the end of the day, that helps them have lower miles and an easier schedule to work with. So simply having clear pay structure is half the battle, okay? And this is why you don't find drivers, you design a driver offer that makes sense, okay? So they do not care about your brand, logo, or long-term vision, okay? They just care about the money, the routes, the mileage, the schedule, and the payout, okay? It's really that simple, okay? So the most realistic driver model, especially when you're at the early stage, right, is you do 1099 independent contractor, meaning they pay for their own gas, they pay for their own maintenance, they pay for all the stuff, and you pay them per route, not per order. One more time. You pay them per route, not per order. Well, the difference between this is, if I tell you, hey, if you do 5 to 7 stops for me, I'm going to pay you $50 to $65. That's better than saying, hey, I'm going to pay you $5 or $10 per order. Because at the end of the day, one of the things like they want is predictable routes. So if I want to know where I'm going and you tell me, hey, you're only going to do 5 to 7 stops today, you're going to do 8 to 10 stops today, you're going to do 12 to 15 stops today, and make $100, $130, that's the kind of stuff that they want, okay? And then they also want to know their schedule. So if you tell them, hey, you're going to be able to just work 2 to 4 hour shifts, right? Go take a break if you want and come back again if you need to. Or you can work in the mornings or you can work in the afternoons. However it is that you want to do. But you can tell the people you can do 2 to 4 hour shifts, right? So for example is, you're trying to have a competitive pay, right? So say you tell the person, hey, if you come to me and do 5 to 7 stops, I'm going to pay you anywhere between $50 to $65. If you do 8 to 10 stops, I'm going to pay you anywhere between $70 and $90. If you do 12 to 15 stops, I'm going to pay you anywhere between $100, $130, right? It equals to $20 to $30 an hour. One more time. This equals to $20 to $30 hours, which beats most of the gig apps while driving less, right? So what you should not offer, the mistakes that a lot of people make, is the earn up to pay. You don't want to do, earn up to $500 a week. That's unclear. They don't know what kind of routes they're going to have. They don't know what to predict, okay? You don't want to do pay per order. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's not as enticing as if you do pay per route. You don't want to do any long, scattered routes where you're sending people to one order that goes to one side of town, then they have to come back and then do another order on a different side of town, just to come back to the other side of town they were just at earlier to do another order. You don't want that, okay? Unpaid wait times. At the end of the day, people want to get paid for the order. If you do a job and you work hard, you drive, you work, you go and get the job done, and you do it correctly, well, and you enjoy doing it, you do everything the company asks, you want them to pay you, and you don't want to wait on your money, okay? Especially delayed payments, man. That's one of the fastest ways to kill to pretty much these cause fast turn rates. At the end of the day, that's the fastest way to make people leave your company, not come back, okay? So where do you find drivers, right? At the end of the day, you can go the free route, Facebook groups. You can type in things like gig workers, delivery drivers, side hustle groups, and then you just post a clear pay. I'm gonna show you what the clear pay looks like in a little bit, plus the route details, okay? You can go to your own customers. Whenever people are, you already have people that say you're doing the orders yourself. The customers already trust you. There are already people that come to you. Many of them want a part-time income. Meaning, if for every order that you do, if you put a little flyer that says hiring drivers, you probably see Domino's. If you guys have Domino's in your city, right? You guys have probably seen a Domino's things where you get a pizza and on top of the thing, they'll have a little flyer that says work for Domino's, become a driver. It'll have the things. It'll literally tell you flexible pay, $17 an hour, simple routes. It'll literally tell you everything. And the reason why this is so good is because you have lower turnover, because the people already know and trust you. And the people actually, wouldn't mind coming to work for you because they have literally given you their money. So they know that you make money. They've literally been one of your customers. So they know that you get customers. So, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it makes it a little easier. So say you want to, spend a little bit of money. Say you want to, increase your chances of actually getting something. You want to, get the people to come to you instead of having to go to the people. You can spend $5 to $10 on Craigslist posts, right? Pretty much put it for still works for local delivery. Emphasize the short routes and guaranteed pay. So you pretty much put a Facebook ad, something simple like this, right? Local laundry pickup routes, 2 to 3 hours a day, right? $60 to $120 per route. Same area, same day, paid weekly. One more time, local laundry pickup routes, 2 hours, right? A day that you work. You can expect anywhere from $60 to $100 per route. Same area, same days, right? You work this. This is the schedule. This is the pay. This is the hours that they know what they're gonna do, the predictability, and they know what it is that they're gonna do. Paid weekly. They can know how fast they spend. Clarity beats hype. People don't want you to make a bunch of false promises. They want you to tell them what they're actually gonna expect and how they're gonna get it. Okay? How many drivers you actually need? When you first start off, if you're only getting 10 to 15 orders a week, you only need one driver. This is when it's only you, right? This is only you. Then when you start to get to 20 to 30 orders, sure, you can get another driver. Kind of like I said, put an ad, do whatever you need to, and then get you that extra driver. But when you start to get 40 to 50 orders, that's when you start to get the 3 to 4 drivers, because then they go and start to get those routes for you. So you have one person doing 10 orders, you have another person doing another 10 orders, you have the other person doing another 10 orders, and pretty much then that's when you start to hire. But over hiring creates idle drivers and complaints. So you don't want the driver just sitting around and doing nothing, and you don't want 4 drivers on the job when you can just have one person do all the work, okay? So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're not just having drivers wasting their time also, okay? So the cost, the impact on your business. So the average profit per order is around $30 to $35, right? And the driver is going to cost you anywhere from $8 to $12. You're still making around $18 to $25 per order. So to you, it's not really a big deal because you're still making $25 per order. And if they're doing 10 orders a day, that's $250. If you have 4 people doing 4, you know what I mean? You start $1,000 a day that you're making simply having the driver do all the work, and then the rest is on you. The drivers increase volume, not margins, okay? And that's fine. At the end of the day, they increase the chance, they increase how many loads that you can pick up. They don't necessarily make you more money. Yes, they make you more money because you do pick up more clothes. But at the end of the day, they increase the volume. You still make, you say 20%, 30%, 15% of the profit, but you do make more profit, more orders to profit from, okay? So one of the things that you want to avoid, and part of the reasons why drivers quit and how to actually fix it, is things like low pay. You're going to fix it by having a route-based pay. They're doing too much driving. You're going to have it by putting them in little zones, okay? If they have consistent work, you're going to have it to where they have fixed days that you work Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, somebody else works Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that they know every day they're working, they're actually getting the money. So slow payments, horrible. You're going to have weekly or instant pay. Man, if you have instant pay, people are going to love you, okay? Once you have 2 to 3 reliable drivers, you stop doing pickups because you have people that can go do it for you. Then you start worrying about the growth. Okay, you start worrying about the scale. That means you start adding routes and you start reducing stress. Okay, one more time. Once you start to get 2 or 3 reliable drivers, you stop doing the pickups because now your time becomes money. You start to handle the growth, okay? And once you start to handle the growth, you can start doing things like, adding the routes, getting more customers, working on advertising, making sure there's no mistakes, doing customer service, working on flyers, whatever it is. But you're not stressing. Why? Because people are doing the work for you, okay? So the bottom line is you don't need more applicants. You need a clear, fair, predictable driver offer. One more time, you need a clear, fair, predictable driver offer. If you pay per route, keep the routes tight and close, and you pay fast, that's how you build drivers that stay, okay? At the end of the day, guys, it's really that simple, okay? That's how you get drivers that actually want to work for your business. That's how you get more drivers that actually want to help you make more money, okay? If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.